two problems with this, right? You could be getting valuable changes to your health, improvements in how you feel, improvements in your digestion, immune system, all those things, all right? And this might not budge at all. Or on the flip side, this can drop dramatically. And all those things I talked about with your health actually get worse. Okay, I've seen both cases, all right? There are ways to approach the scale in a very unhealthy way, and then there's ways of approaching your health in a really positive way, where these sites are a lot more telling of how that how you're changing. So we use those, okay, and then we get into the actual challenge. There's 3 areas of the challenge, as I've already talked about. We're going to start with the nutrition side of it. So the nutrition side is broken down into, there's 3 things you're going to get very, very familiar with, and you're going to understand where you get them in your diet. We're going to talk a lot about all the macronutrients. By the end of this, when somebody asks you, hey, what's a good protein source? You're going to be able to tell them a list of 10 things, right? Hey, what's a good place to get fat from in my diet that's good for me? You're going to be able to tell them 20 things, right? And then when somebody asks you, hey, where should I be getting my carbohydrates from in my diet? You're going to be able to educate them on these things, because we're going to hammer them so much. P, F, and C. I'd like to talk about where we're going to focus our energy and attention on to get these things from for this particular 8 weeks. Anybody want to throw out an example of a protein source that they either know or think may be something that we're going to incorporate into our challenge?
Eggs.
Eggs.
Chicken.
Okay. Chicken.
Fish.
I heard a pork product. I heard fish. I heard eggs, even though that's kind of like a chicken. Anything else?
Beans.
Beef.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Beans.
Okay, so beans, I'm going to put over here.
Beef.
So I heard steak, so we'll go beef.
Yeah. Nuts.
Okay, nuts, I'm going to put over here. Anything else? You guys are like helping me out, because I was going to say all these things on both sides of this. And nothing? What about milk? Not milk? Come on, somebody's going to say, I drink my milk to get my protein. All right, you're liars. All right, milk. I'll just leave it up there. That's what yeah, it's mine.
Maybe it's under beans, but tofu.
Tofu. Okay, yeah, tofu is a bean. Throw that up there. Tofu.
How about almond milk?
Almond.
Almond milk. Okay, almond milk. That's a nut milk, and that's and a milk. It's a nut and a milk. Double dose.
What about yogurt?
Yogurt.
Greek yogurt.
Greek yogurt. Okay.
Don't eat no low fat.
Greek
fat. Real deal Greek yogurt. Yeah.
yogurt.
Fat.
All right.
Full fat.
So the stuff on the right, okay, these are the sources of protein that, and I'm just going to use that graph that I wrote before and all that stuff I mentioned, that really nice framework to think about all this stuff in as kind of my crutch. When we eat protein sources that have an amino acid density like these do, we affect that hormone signaling curve in a very powerful way that benefits your health more so than these. Okay? So tofu, beans, nuts, milk. The protein that you get from these sources is of a lesser density and quality than these sources. So these are the ones we're going to try and stick to. Some of these things are going to be allowed in the challenge, but none of them are protein sources. So when somebody asks you, hey, where do I get protein source from? Do not say almond milk. Do not say tofu. Do not say your beans. Please don't say almonds. Okay? Questions? Oh, quinoa. Thank you. Quinoa, the old grain trick. It's a seed grain thing. And it's got high protein.
about the Greek yogurt? You didn't say.
Yeah, let me, okay. So Greek yogurt, so basically milk is in the dairy category. So people say, oh, I get my protein from dairy. Dairy is not an option for protein on this challenge. And the reality is that Greek yogurt would fall kind of into that dairy mix, all right? Now, in the past, I've had people that participate in the challenge that are opposed to eating these types of things. What's in common with all these? Animals.
Yes.
Yeah. So they don't eat those, and so we have to find an acceptable and a high quality protein source, something that's dense in amino acids and low in the other stuff that we don't want. And the best of the dairy options would be like a full fat Greek yogurt. So I've allowed that for some folks in the past, but I want to disclaimer, put it out there. If you're like already like, yes, that's one in my pocket, I'm gonna use that one. Okay? We're trying to optimize our meals through protein sources in this list. Okay? Alright. Protein, this is one that kind of gets thrown in there too. Some protein powders, whey, and egg protein are allowed.
I don't know much about them, but kefir or ghee?
Kefir or ghee. So ghee is a fat source, which I'll get to in a minute. Kefir is another fermented dairy thing, right? Milk thing. It's like a yogurt, like a milky yogurt.
Smoothie yogurt.
Smoothie yogurt. Sugar yogurt. You like that stuff, I can tell. Okay. So soy protein. So the reason tofu is up on the left side is because it's soy-based. Okay, we're going to really discourage, and matter of fact, not even allow that as an acceptable protein source. Again, because it's a plant-based protein source, it has, again, a lesser quality than these do in the way it interacts with your body. There are other health concerns associated with too much soy in the diet that I'd be happy to talk about at another time. And so soy protein powders, again, are not going to be included in that.
Did you say the whey and the egg are out?
Whey and egg are in. They're on this side of the line.
Ah.
Okay.
Has to have been a deal.
One soul-crushing thing after the next. Okay, I'm going to move on, guys. I'm going to move on to fat. All right? So fat, let's start. I already heard one. If you guys don't know what ghee is, it's like fancy butter.
Clarified butter.
Yeah, I know what it is. I don't need to get all technical here. It's clarified. It's French. What's that? Did someone else have another one to add? Coconut oil. So,
Avocado.
how about just coconut? Avocado. Olive oil. And this is, sorry, by the way, not water. Not coconut water. Okay, that doesn't count.
Pork lard.
What was that?
Pork lard.
Okay, yeah, lard. Good deal. And if we're going to go that route, tallow. Beef butter.
Bacon.
Butter, ghee.
Nuts.
Nuts. Bacon. Cheese. Or bacon. Bacon is, we'll go with the lard on that. The fat in bacon is the lard. Cheese. Cheese. There's the line. I knew someone was going to say something else on the line. Chocolate. M&M's.
Dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate. Okay. Dark chocolate. There's a restriction on dark chocolate, but it does go here.
Oh no, he's gonna say like 99%.
I'm going to say 85%, and I'm going to say 3.5 ounces per week. Okay, so you guys don't go, full lap. 1 bar a week. Anything else?
Fish oil.
Yeah, fish oil, although I'm going to put there's not a limit to it, there's nothing bad about it, but I don't want you guys thinking about it as a fat source. We take fish oil because it's got really healthy properties to it that I don't want you thinking